Hi, everyone. This is Chris White here. Very excited to be part of this 26th New Directions Cello Festival. Even though it's virtual, I hope you all enjoy it. And I'm excited that Jeremy Harmon has taken over as the director and that he and his assistant director, Phaedra Sassano, can keep this thing going. Hopefully next year we'll be live in person, which has lots of benefits. But of course, being virtual, this can allow people from around the world to be part of it too. So we're going to play some original tunes of mine from the last 35 years or so, starting with a tune I wrote in the late 90s called Foggy Morning, and accompanied today with my longtime collaborator, John White, who is no relation, but we are musical soulmates. Thank you. All right, this next tune is called Cello City, and I wrote it back in about 1986 and played it at the first World Cello Congress. They had a night called New Dimensions in Cello, and Eugene Friesen played on that and several others. And Rostropovich and Paul Tortelier were in the audience, and it was a big highlight of my career. So, Cello City. do a little medley of two tunes from my first album, which is called First Principles, with Chris White and the Cayuga Jazz Ensemble. And I'm starting with a solo cello tune called Tammy for a friend of mine, which goes into Summer's End. So enjoy. The next tune we'd like to do is called South of the Atlas. I wrote it back in the early 80s when I was living in Spain, and I was on a tourist visa for 3 years and had to leave the country every 6 months to renew the visa, and so went to Morocco several times, and the Atlas Mountains are in southern Morocco, so this melody just came to me when I was traveling south of the Atlas. Next, we'd like to play a tune of mine called Light Returning, which I wrote on the winter solstice a few years ago. It's on my latest album called Song for Rob. This tune is called Light Returning.
Hello New Directions Cello Festival people! I'm so happy to be here with you all this year, and this is our little set. We are called The Bumbus, and he is Anthony da Cruz from Brazil! We are gonna play a few originals plus some Brazilian music, and we'll start with one of my tunes called Principis, which means beginnings in Catalan. And it was one of those beginnings starting to explore our beautiful instrument. And it goes like this. Now we can continue with Calu,
Yeah.
which is a tune by Caetano Veloso from Brazil, and that's it, no? certeza só não tem um coração. Faz esta judiação. Você está mancando de teu. Com certeza só não tem um coração. Faz da judiação. Você está mangando de eu. Com certeza só não tem um coração. Faz da judiação. Você está mangando de eu. Calor, 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 calor. That's a whoop. It's very weird to play a set with no audience. My brother is here. You wanna aplaudir para nosotros? Okay, so following with these Brazilian tunes, we are gonna do another one called Trilhos Urbanos by Caetano Veloso as well.
Yeah.
And it's an Ijexá as well. Ijexá, it's that clave I was playing. So this tune it's a modal tune in a Lydian universe, and it has this clave kind of all the time.
Okay. Wait, so.
patos. Those patos, it's two ducks, and it's just a piece that honors nature and how simple and beautiful it is. And sometimes we are very like worried and have a lot of things in our minds, and we go like humans go like, but sometimes you just have to breathe and look outside, go into nature, and everything is more simple and beautiful. And that's those patos. Thank you. Perfect. We can do now one song that we just learned, and we love it. And we'll try to play it for you. And Anthony will play cavaquinho on this song.
Oh, yeah. It's something.
Yeah, are you ready? Would you like to do the samba?
Yeah.
Okay, now we'll cut here. We'll take the cavaquinho and we'll be back. Okay, we are at the end of our set. It's getting dark here, so we have to do it. And this one, literally, we just learned this tune and we love it. And it's a samba, and it has this rhythm.
Samba de roda.
Samba de roda. Vamos.
Samba de roda.
Dale.
É.
Pior que um facão de ponta são as pontas do seu olhar. Quando o amor desponta, encanta o brilho do luar. Melhor que levanta brancas, trazendo o cheiro do mar. Meu coração balança, menina, você me faz sonhar. Você já pensou seu destino, bem pode navegar. O navio apitou, de vez pode aportar. Sabe que samba de roda, o meu nego vai estar. Já preparei a saia rendada pra sair a cotear. Fica a noite inteira sambando até o sol raiar. Fica a noite inteira sambando até o sol raiar. Todo mundo acompanha na ribeira. Oh, oh, quando fui lá perfumar a ladeira. Oh, oh, eu quero ver hoje da capoeira. Oh, oh, na festa do beira-mar. Beira-mar, todo mundo acompanha na ribeira. Oh, oh, quando fui lá perfumar a ladeira. Oh, oh, eu quero ver hoje da capoeira. Oh, oh, na festa do beira-mar. Ielele, 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 laiá, 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 laiá. Ielele, 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 laiá, 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 laiá. Pior que um facão de ponta são as pontas do seu olhar. Quando o amor desponta, encanta o brilho do luar. Chegou feito ondas brancas, trazendo o cheiro do mar. Meu coração balança, menina, você me faz chorar. Meu corpo já traçou seu destino, bem pode navegar. O navio apitou, de festa pode aportar. Vai dormir samba de roda, o meu nego vai estar. Já preparei a saia rendada pra sair a cotear. Fica a noite inteira sambando até o sol raiar. Fica a noite inteira sambando até o sol raiar. Todo mundo canta na ribeira, oh, oh, fui lá perfumar a ladeira. Oh, oh, live.
Hi everyone, I'm Seth Parker Woods. Thank you all for being here. So I'm going to have two pieces on today's program. One's a little bit shorter, one's much longer, a larger body of work. The first one is Dam Nguyen Yo by Nathalie Joachim. She's a Haitian American composer based here actually in Chicago, where I'm calling in from today. So Dam Nguyen Yo is very much so a tribute to her mothers, her aunts, her sisters, her nieces, basically female empowerment. It's a wonderful work where you'll hear Natalie both singing as well as her aunt singing on this track for cello and electronics. And then the second one is A Single Word Is Not Enough Invariant, which I worked on with the composer, Quebecois composer, Pierre-Alexandre Tremblay. It's roughly about 15 or so minutes, and it's with interactive electronics, so I'm kind of manipulating as we go. And you'll kind of hear how the electronics really start to kind of follow me. So two very different types of work, but also very exciting. So without further ado, here is Dam Nguyen Yo. Thank you. So we are back, and for the last work of my set, which is Single Word Is Not Enough 3 Invariant by Pierre Allegrand Tremblay. We first started working on this piece back in 2014, and PA, as I call him, had the idea to find a way to kind of translate what was originally an acousmatic work, so a purely electronic work that has a multiple speaker diffusion. I think at that time it was about 12 speakers. So quite immersive, an immersive work. So try to find a way to translate that with an acoustic instrument plus the interactive state of the electronics as well. So using some of the same kind of source material up front from before, and finding new ways to kind of approach it, but also kind of extend it. In this way, this is the first of them for solo cello, even though it's number 3. The other one was for keyboard, like a swerve keyboard, I think is what it's called. So this has been quite exciting to kind of watch also the evolution of the work over the years, and now just recently I created a dance version with a ballet dancer, Roderick George. But today in my little apartment, I'm going to just give you the original electronic version, kind of in a studio diffusion format. Normally it's with 5 speakers, so you'll get kind of a mixed down version of it, but hopefully it will translate well for you all at home or wherever you're viewing from. So without further ado, here is A Single Word Is Not Enough 3. That's a lot. Thank you all so much. Please stay tuned for the other concerts throughout the festival. Thank you again to New Directions. This was an absolute blast, even though I'm at home and you all are at home, but we're all still together as a community. Thank you again. Thanks to Jeremy, and see you all soon. Take care.
Hey there, Cello Tribe. Ben Lee here in my home studio in Louisville, Kentucky. Excited to play some music for you for New Directions Cello Festival. I'm going to kick things off with a song of mine called A Whole Lot to Give. Just pace yourself. Feel the friction in your mind. Oh, consider this opportunity to move against the tides. Oh, such thoughtful maps of an ever-changing coast, drawing lines where they never were, just to see if they might belong. Whoa, but you got a whole lot to give. Oh yes, you got a whole lot to give. Oh, you got a whole lot to give. Oh, yes, you got a whole lot to give. Oh, just quit chasing your tail. You're tracking mud all over the place. Lord, don't you remember the voice you used when you spoke of precious things? Yes, but you got a whole lot to give. Oh, you got a whole lot to give. Yes, child, you got a whole lot to give. Oh, yes, you got a whole lot to give. It's a fun tune. I picked up the cello when I was 9 years old in public schools. Go public schools. And it was the sort of thing where it was like a petting zoo. The teacher brought in the whole clutch of orchestra instruments and demonstrated the violin and viola for us, which were nice. But then she picked up the cello and she said, "Class, this is a cello, and you can learn to play it in fourth grade orchestra. This is what a cello sounds like." It was the first sound I heard out of the instrument in person. And I don't know what you were into in third grade, but bodily noises were kind of my thing. So I immediately went home to my parents and I said, "Mom, Dad, there's this instrument called the cello. It makes all these crazy noises. Can I play it?" And they said, "Sure." And so I went back to school and I was ready to make all the sounds. But, of course, the teacher was like, "We're going to play classical music." Yes. The beautiful music of cleaning commercials and fancy sports cars. It's beautiful music. It's just, as a 9-year-old in Kentucky, it wasn't really the sort of thing I was looking to play. So I would go hang out with friends and family members. My grandfather was an old-time fiddle player in East Kentucky, and he would teach me old fiddle tunes. I'd sit down with my dad, who's an R&B guitar player, and he would teach me old R&B tunes like Stand By Me. Ooh, just as long as you stand by me. And then sometimes I would, do boogie woogie stuff with him. And it would go on and on like that. And then I go back to school and, And it went on like that for years. These two lives, my school life and then my social life. And eventually, in an effort to kind of bridge between those two worlds, I started writing songs that kind of harken back to my family R&B history with a little bit of bluegrass roots, with a little bit of classical influence in there. And this song is a pretty good example of how that world clashed together, because it was at a time in early college when I was studying Bach's Fourth Suite, the one. Still not sure if he really wrote that for a cello, but either how, I was kind of plucking around with those chords, then stacking them up, and I really liked that. And then while that was happening, I went to a music festival where I was playing backstage with some musicians from Brazil, and they were playing all this choro music from the streets, and it just was so bubbly and exciting. So I took those chords from the Bach suite with a little adaptation, mixed them with this kind of choro vibe, and I got this sound. And I was like, ooh, that's nice. What words can I put with that? And I started thinking about how sometimes as a young male I had trouble finding ways to express emotions in a healthy way. And this song came out. It's called It's Not Impossible. It's not impossible for me to cry. It's just the hardest thing I've ever done. And it's a shame, but it's ingrained, Boys don't cry, boys don't cry. I can't change the way you left. All I wanted was to say goodbye. I was scared, and I was mad, but boys don't cry, boys don't cry. No, no. And I could try to change your mind, like one man pulling a train down the line. It takes time, I know, but who has time, Boys don't cry, boys don't cry. Ooh, ooh, ooh. could scream, cause a scene, take your anger out on someone else, or steal the car, race the car. But don't you dare, no, don't you dare cry. And I must admit, all jokes aside, I find some men beautiful, some girls handsome, and some children wise. And I hope someday, before I die, I can share the kiss that brings tears, tears to my eyes. And it's a shame, you know, but it's ingrained, you know. Boys don't cry, boys don't cry, boys don't cry, boys don't cry. It's not impossible. I just love continually exploring all the things that this wooden box with strings can do. Mixing styles of, music from around the world, mixing techniques from all sorts of different instruments. It's just, for me, the great Swiss Army knife of the orchestra. And of course, composers have approached it that way for, since it's been around, since there's been an orchestra, always solving problems. So as a songwriter, I find that it's a really incredible instrument to have out on the road with me. Because if you're going to take one tool with you, you take your Swiss Army knife, right? So I just love that. And one of the things I've learned to love to play on the cello is like calypsos. I love a good calypso on the cello. This tune's by Harry Belafonte, one of the great social justice songwriters of our times. It's called Dolly Don. When Dolly hears the sound of drums up, she jumps and she hollers, here I come. When Dolly hears the sound of drums up, she jumps and she hollers, here I come. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause her rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause her rafters to ring. Dolly starts to shake and shout, clear the floor cause she really moves about. When Dolly starts to shake and shout, clear the floor cause she really moves about. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause her rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause her rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause her rafters to ring. Ring, ring, ring. When Dolly goes into a turn, men jump and their eyes begin to burn. When Dolly goes into a turn, men jump and their eyes begin to burn. When Dolly goes into a fall, turn and spin and begin to climb the walls. When Dolly goes into a fall, turn and begin to climb the walls. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing. Whoa, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. Whoa, she's gonna dance and sing. Yeah, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring, 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 yeah. I said ring, ring, ring. Oh, ring, ring, ring. I said ring, fun to jam on that. Oh man, my voice has not been with me for the last few days, but we're just singing through it because that's what you do when it's a live show. So one of the things that I've been doing a lot lately is writing, music for film and TV. Most recently, it was a movie called Land that I teamed up with director Robin Wright to make music for, and on that project, I also got to work with Time for Three, a great contemporary string ensemble. And the movie was told the story of a character, a woman named Edie, who had gone through a traumatic experience and was trying to process that by regrounding herself in nature. And so found myself writing a lot of score that was really accompanying the sounds of nature. And I find that to be a really inspiring place to start from, a very fertile place to start from, because you've got all these wonderful, high wind noises and birds chirping. And I find myself loving the sound of double stops. Reminds me of wind chimes. Settle down, ooh, settle down. Take it easy on me. I ain't willing to lose, but I'm willing to admit I was wrong. 'Cause there's only so much time in the day, and there's only so much that I can say. Learn to listen. Learn to listen. Learn to listen. Yeah, yeah. There's a picture in your mind of what you used to be, and the hunger of ambition is a wish that you won't feed. Ooh, and the hum of the highway is a distant sense of speed. Yes, you got your hammer and your chisel. Oh, it feels like old technology, but there's only so much time in the day, yeah, yeah. And there's only so much that I can say. Oh, learn to listen. Oh, learn to listen. Yeah, yes. Oh, learn to listen. Ooh. Weave your way out from the city, fold yourself back in the hills, find your church out in the meadow. Oh, and remember to be still, and just to listen to the quiet, that wild rippling sound. and you find that you're here. Yes, and you find that you're now, 'cause there's only so much time in the day, yeah, yeah. And there's only so much that I can say. Oh, learn to listen. Learn to listen. Yeah, yes. Oh, learn to listen. Just wonderful to begin with nature and start from there. Sometimes I find myself putting on field recordings from nature and just tracing lots of little sounds, kind of like you would, put a piece of art on an overhead projector and trace it on a wall, and then you turn the overhead projector off or turn the nature soundtrack off, and then suddenly you've got a new musical creation that maybe you wouldn't have made otherwise. So that's my little creative hack that I gift to you this concert. I think I got time for one more tune. I really appreciate you all participating in the festival. I hope that you have grown and learned and been inspired in some way. And this is my tune called Electrified. The trees are electrified. The streets are electrified. Your ears are electrified. And my voice is electrified. Yes. If your heart is unsteady, they can make it beat in time. If your mind is confused, Lord, it will be clarified. If you're old-fashioned, you will be modernized. Everything is electrified. Whoa, everything is electrified. La, 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 la. Yes. If you're lost in the jungle, use the satellites. If you're broke in the city, sneak on the bus line. You lost your job because it was mechanized. They said we have to compete when the market's globalized. Everything is electrified. Whoa, everything is electrified. Everything is electrified. La, la. Touch the base of your spine. I feel you shudder and close your eyes. Move like a swallow and I'm hypnotized. Everything is electrified. Everything is electrified. Some folks are heroes, others may be vilified. Assess your losses, learn to diversify. Find your higher calling and evangelize. Build your congregation, now you're televised. Everything is electrified. Everything is electrified. Everything is electrified. Everything is electrified. Peace, y'all. Take care. Stay creative.